Mama, we made it! I've been trying to say that since we got to 900 subscribers, and I know some of you might be thinking, why is she going crazy over 900 subscribers? And my answer is, why not? I mean, every one of you counts, and it's because of you that we are growing, this community is growing, and we're just thriving together. And for that, I'd really like to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, Monishani Wansei, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tembi Fletcher if it's your first time here, and I make eclectic videos. So I was looking back at all the content that I've created so far, and I realized that I haven't filmed a fashion video in quite a while, and I think I've just got that itch today to film something that's fashion related for you. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Now, I've been surfing the web, mostly YouTube really, and I've been kind of trying to get some ideas of what type of fashion content to film. I think we're kind of at the peak of summer. Summer's not over yet. It's not going to be over until like early September, but I've noticed that a lot of content that has been coming out lately is fall related. I don't know why people are in such a hurry to get to fall. Well, I do get it. It's pretty hot if you live in Texas, but I feel like we still, we can still talk about summer fashion. It's not over yet. But then again, at the same time, I wanted to create a fashion video for you that you can use as inspiration on a daily basis as you're picking out your outfits, or as you're going out to look for clothing, to shop for clothing online, or when you're out and about. So I decided to make the focus of this video more about how to look your best. I think I want to talk about pieces of clothing for each body type that will look harmonious on each body type, and will make each body type look their best, personal best. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you give this video a like, and let's get right into it. To begin with, we're going to start with the yang types. I'm not going to use Kibbe's terms for these archetypes. I'm just going to be talking about your bone structure and how clothes fall on your body. So the first example that I'm going to give you is somebody who is tall, for one, has sharp bones, quite sharp and quite angular bones, and is also really has a narrow silhouette. You might also have really sharp and strong features. Everything about you is really sharp. Nothing about you looks too rounded. A good example that comes to mind is Zendaya. Even though Zendaya does look quite soft, her bone structure is pretty sharp, and her body is quite slender and narrow. But I think she does a really good job of wearing clothes that are harmonious with her body. And in turn, she looks quite soft, which is actually a really good trick. Her stylist knows exactly how to dress her so that way she looks extremely feminine, extremely soft and dainty, but she's really tall. I think Zendaya is 5'10", and you wouldn't consider her to be somebody who's quite delicate or petite because she's very tall. But if you look at the way that she dresses her lines, I feel like her stylists know exactly how to play well with her bone structure. So one of my recommendations that I could say for you is to wear something that is quite long, because you have a long vertical line that is going to look amazing on you. So that could be maxi dresses, could be long pants, it could be long coats. Of course, we're still in the summer, so I'm not going to try to focus too much on outerwear. I would recommend that you wear silhouettes that are quite tailored and are sleek and have nice clean lines. Like a nice tailored suit is going to look amazing on your silhouette. You're the type of people who come off looking really regal when you're dressed in your lines. But contrary to popular belief, Just because you look regal, it doesn't mean that you look old or you look extremely mature. But actually, dressing up in your lines, like wearing sleek, tailored, clean lines, is actually going to bring out your best features. So if it's that sharpness in your nose, the sharpness in your cheekbones, or the dryness of your bones because you don't have too much flesh, the more that you dress in the nice, clean, long lines, the more you're going to look the best. So you're actually going to appear younger instead of the opposite. Moving on to the next body type after this one. For you ladies, if you have quite angular bones, you have a long vertical line, so you appear quite tall, or you are very tall, but you have some flesh on top. Curves are quite prominent as well, and the softness of your flesh is quite prominent. For you, I would actually recommend waist emphasis, some curve accommodation in order for you to look your best and in order for you to even appear younger. Another thing that I am loving lately are drapes. Drapes look amazing on women or girls, ladies with this body type, because they help to accentuate your curves, but in a really classy way. So they don't end up making you look raunchy. I couldn't think of another word, sorry, for lack of better terms, but they actually make you look really sophisticated. So just make sure that it's nice and long as well, so that it accommodates your long vertical line. I mean, you can also wear something a little bit shorter. So here's the thing, when Kibbe wrote his book, he wrote it in the 1980s, and fashion was very different at that time, and fashion keeps evolving. So we've gotten to a period where we can mix different styles and make them work for our bodies. So you're free to play with different silhouettes. I personally wear shorts during the summer, and sometimes I might even wear a shorter dress, nothing that's like a mini, no mini skirts or mini dresses or anything like that. Sabrina Alba is a great example because I think she really honors her silhouette. Yeah, I think she does this really, really well. I love the fact that she also loves to wear pieces that emphasize her waist, which just works great for her body type. She is definitely a great style icon for this body type. And now let's move on to my next example. So the next example that I'm going to give is for women out there who have a long vertical line, look quite athletic, and have blunt bones. You don't necessarily appear to have too much curves, even though you do have curves. You're more frame dominant in this case. I would say for you, anything that is open, a little bit, not necessarily loose, like oversized. I mean, oversized can work for you ladies really, really well, but we're looking for clothing that just opens up your frame. That is going to look the most harmonious on you. Anything that is unconstructed is going to look amazing on you. A great example is Naomi Campbell. I think she does this really well. T silhouettes, just like the last body type that I was talking about, are actually going to work for you as well because of your broad shoulders. You could wear just a loose t-shirt and just have it tucked into your jeans, have it tucked into your jeans just a little bit, and you look amazing. Low-rise jeans aren't going to hurt you at all. You actually have a lot to work with. So now moving on to another body type. If you happen to also have blunt bones, you are quite moderate in frame, you're not as tall, but you have width in your frame as well, and also have some curve, so you're quite fleshy and you're quite curvy. For you ladies, I would actually recommend that you stick to unconstructed lines as well, but they need to have some waist a little bit of waist emphasis. So you can do fine without like the extreme waist emphasis. You don't necessarily like have to cinch everything in your waist to look great. You could definitely loosen it up a little bit. So for you, your basics could be a nice clean white tee is going to look good on you. You can just tuck it into some mom jeans and you look amazing. You can also wear straight jeans. Something that I would say that would probably work in contrast with your body type and your essence is wearing overly tailored pieces of clothing. Anything that is too tailored is going to work against your frame. So that's probably something that you might steer away from. It's going to look quite harsh on you. That's something that I wouldn't recommend for your body type. But same thing with you ladies, I think you can pull off quite a lot. So now moving on to a different body type. If you happen to be moderate in the way that you appear, your bones aren't too sharp and neither is it too delicate, you just happen to be in the middle. So everything about you is moderate. And I think the word that is used for you ladies most of the time is average. Not that you look average in your appearance, like you're not beautiful, anything like that. But you, when people look at you, you don't look too tall, too short. You're not like on either extreme on the spectrum. So you're just right in the middle. For you, everything should be about balance. When you wear classic pieces of clothing, you are going to look amazing. Classics were made for you ladies, and this brings me to a point that I wanted to raise here in this video about the videos that we see online where everybody says if you want to look expensive then you should only wear neutrals, only wear classics, your coats need to be classic, everything needs to be classic. Ladies, that does not work for everybody. So this is definitely why I love the David Kibbe style system and even the Kishna essences and all of that, because they help us as ladies to learn to dress up for ourselves, for our body types, and not dress up according to the trends. Yes, you can pick something classic and yes, you can have something classic in your wardrobe. There's nothing wrong with that. But having a completely classic wardrobe isn't going to work for everybody unless you happen to fall in the body type that is well balanced. Lupita Nyong'o, who is more on the softer types, but even for the softer types, you don't necessarily need to accommodate your curve that much because your curves they're not overly pronounced. So you can stick to really beautiful, clean, classic lines and you're going to look absolutely amazing. Now let me move on to the next archetype or the next body type. If you are if you are quite delicate in your bone structure, everything about you is mostly soft and rounded and sinuous, and for you, I would actually recommend that you stick to those highly feminine lines because you are quite round in the way that you appear. Everything about you is pretty lush. So when you wear those really feminine pieces, it really brings out your best features. And for you, the best example is Marilyn Monroe. She's definitely the style icon for your body type. And somebody now, her is also a good example. Her actually breaks the barriers for this body type because she doesn't necessarily dress up ultra feminine. She's like in t-shirts most of the times and shorts. But when she does dress up, I think she looks pretty good, even though she doesn't necessarily dress up in rounded shapes all the time. So another good example would be Beyonce. Beyonce knows how to dress her lines really well. I mean, in all honesty, she's a little bit out there for me, but she's a celebrity at the end of the day. So if you like her style, you can look at her maybe not so glamorous style pieces, but more so like clothing that she wears when she's out and about or when she's not on the red carpet. I think that would help. Chloe Bailey is also another good example of this body type. So if you're a little bit younger and you'd like to look at her non-vulgar outfits, no disrespect, I'm just saying, you know, you can take a look at her pictures online and see if you like those. Yes. And then on the other side, if you're quite delicate in your frame, have some curves on you, but you're a little bit more, I wouldn't necessarily say slender, but you're a little bit narrower in your silhouette. For you, I would say going for quite delicate lines is also going to work on you. But in contrast to the body type just mentioned before you can pull off sharp lines a lot better because you do have some sharpness in your bones. So anything that is delicate and maybe has some sharpness to it is going to look really good on you. A great example for this body type is Salma Hayek. I think she does a really good job. Jada Pinkett is also another one. And so is Selena Gomez. So take a look at their pictures, see what you like, and I think you're going to look absolutely amazing. And now moving on to the final two body types. If you are petite in the way that you look and you have a mixture of features, so you might have some sharp bones, but some really short limbs. So you ladies really have a mixture of features. So everything about you is a mix. So sometimes you might find that you have longer arms and shorter legs, or you might have a shorter torso and longer legs. You're just a mix of all these features, but I love that for you because you have the ability to play around with fashion. You are the edgy dressers. So street style looks amazing on you, no shade at all. You look really, really good in street style, so you can do color blocking quite well. You also appear quite tomboyish. You don't necessarily look like a boy, but you do have that in your frame like it's yours, so you can definitely pull off tomboyish clothes, quote unquote. You can wear a t-shirt with some jeans, straight jeans, and look good. But something that I would recommend is that your jeans do not drop all the way down to the ground, like to the floor. Instead, make them ankle length, and I think it's going to look a lot more harmonious on your body type. So anything oversized is going to drown you out because you're very petite. And a great example for you, who can I say is a great example for your body type? If you're a little bit softer, but also have mixed features, you can definitely add some more feminine silhouettes. But for you, anything that is quite petite is going to look amazing on you. You can also do color blocking quite well. Patterns, prints are going to look harmonious with you. I can give you an example of, what's her name? It's Chloe and Haley. Yes, so Haley Bailey is a great example for your body type. Her style has evolved over the years, and I think she's starting to really, really look amazing and is growing into a beautiful young lady. You can wear long pants and have a crop jacket, and it's not going to break your silhouette up or your frame up. It's going to look pretty harmonious on you. And really for you, the only thing that I would say would drown you out or not make you look your best is wearing things that are oversized. Pieces of clothing that are way too oversized are not going to make you look your best. You're just going to look like you're a child dressed up in a grown-up's clothing. So sticking to more petite silhouettes is going to be really, really good for you. And yeah, that's about it. I'm hoping that I gave you enough good recommendations. Of course, it's hard to be able to break each archetype down just in one video. So as I'm editing this, I'm going to, add some information in case there's something I've missed on the screen. And hopefully this video is going to be helpful to quite a few of you. So we've now come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also continue to subscribe so we can continue to expand our community. And I hope to see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye. Bye.